On November 22nd, 1963, America changed forever. A bright, cloudless afternoon, a cheering crowd, and then 3 shots that echoed across the world. Today, we're breaking down everything that happened in Dallas, the timeline, Lee Harvey Oswald, the strange details, and why the JFK assassination still haunts history 6 decades later. This is the story of one of the most shocking moments in American history. John F. Kennedy arrived in Dallas as a part of a political tour throughout Texas. Even though the state was divided politically, thousands showed up to see the charismatic young president. At 11:40 a.m., Air Force One touched down at Love Field. Kennedy and Jackie stepped off the plane to roaring applause. Jackie wore her pink, iconic Chanel suit, a suit that she refused to remove for the next 12 hours. The motorcade left the airport just before noon, but no one knew what was coming. At 12:29, the motorcade turned onto Elm Street, entering Dealey Plaza. Crowds lined both sides of the route. Secret Service agents jogged alongside the limousine. Everything appeared calm. The presidential limo approached the Texas School Book Depository, a red brick building that would become infamous within mere minutes. Witnesses remember the sunny, peaceful silence right before the shots. Then, at 12:30 p.m., the world snapped. 3 shots rang out. The first shot missed the limousine entirely, striking the curb and injuring a bystander. The second shot hit both President Kennedy and Texas Governor John Connally, entering Kennedy's upper back, exiting through his throat, then hitting Connally and shattering his rib and wrist. The third shot was fatal. The bullet struck Kennedy in the head, sending Jackie scrambling onto the back of the limousine, trying desperately to gather pieces of her husband's skull. Agent Clint Hill rushed to climb onto the back of the car, shielding the First Lady as the limo accelerated toward Parkland Hospital. The entire attack lasted less than 8 seconds. At 12:38 p.m., the limousine screeched to a halt at Parkland Memorial Hospital. Doctors and nurses swarmed the president, but his injuries were catastrophic. At 1 p.m., only half an hour after the attack, Kennedy was pronounced dead. Lyndon B. Johnson, Kennedy's vice president, was quickly taken back to Air Force One. At 2:39, he was sworn in as the 36th President of the United States. Jackie Kennedy, JFK's now widow, stood beside him, still wearing her blood-stained suit. She said, "I want them to see what they did to Jack." Meanwhile, police and investigators were scrambling. Witnesses directed officers to the Texas School Book Depository. Inside, they found an empty sniper's perch on the 6th floor, 3 shell casings, a rifle, and a stack of boxes used as a gun rest. The name that quickly emerged was Lee Harvey Oswald, a 24-year-old former Marine with Soviet connections who worked in the building. Just 45 minutes after the assassination, Oswald shot and killed a Dallas police officer, J.D. Tippit. He was arrested inside a movie theater shortly after. By that evening, Oswald was officially charged with the murder of the president. But the story wasn't over. 2 days later, on November 24th, Oswald was being transferred to the county jail. As millions watched live on television, nightclub owner Jack Ruby stepped out of the crowd and shot Oswald in the stomach. Oswald collapsed, gasping, "I'm shot." He died shortly after. Now, 2 men were dead, the president and his alleged assassin, and the nation had more questions than they had answers. In 1964, the Warren Commission released its official conclusion. Lee Harvey Oswald had acted alone. The report stated that there were 3 shots fired from the 6th floor of the book depository, and that there was no credible evidence of a second shooter. But many Americans didn't buy it. Films, photographs, witness testimonies, and strange inconsistencies fueled decades of speculation. The majority of Americans today still believe that something more happened that fateful day. The JFK assassination is one of the most analyzed events in world history, and yet it remains surrounded by many theories. There is the grassy knoll shooter that claims that some witnesses heard shots from the front. There's a theory about CIA involvement due to JFK's conflicts with intelligence agencies. There's theories that point to the mafia retaliating for the Kennedy administration's crackdown on their organization. And then there's Cuban or Soviet involvement theories that Oswald had lived in the USSR and supported Castro. While many theories lack solid evidence, the mystery persists, and that's part of why the event still captivates the world. Kennedy's assassination wasn't just the death of a president. It was the moment America lost its sense of innocence. A single afternoon in Dallas changed politics, security, culture, and an entire generation. If you want more deep dive history videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below which part of the JFK story fascinates you the most. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Also, comment which other stories you would like to see be covered on this channel in terms of history.